Hello, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to share with you some of the things that I've done to alleviate my PCOS symptoms. PCOS stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. I've actually shared my journey with, pregnancy journey with PCOS on a previous video. I'm going to go ahead and link that video on my description below if you're interested. Today I'm going to share some of the things that I've done to alleviate the symptoms. You cannot cure this illness. You can only, alleviate the symptoms. So there's a couple of symptoms that really affected me personally. The first one is the weight gain or gain weight. Weight gain, it doesn't matter. Anyways, you just start getting weight. That's what I'm trying to say. So especially in the midsection, you just start gaining weight in there. It's hard to find anything to wear when that area of your body is like larger than anything else. Like, it's almost like having an triple belt. I know, right? It sounds bad, but that's one of the first symptoms that really bothered me. Is like the midsection. It just keeps getting bigger, and it's not only unattractive. It's also very uncomfortable, to be very honest. So that's one of the biggest symptoms that I've experienced. Another one is that I've noticed I started to grow hair in this area and other parts of the body, but the one that really bothered me is the one here, because at that point I didn't even know that until one day I was just doing my regular kind of facial, and I was like, I didn't realize how much hair I had in that area. And so I was like, you know what, waxing from now on every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks I wax that area, or else I'm gonna start to look like my husband. Not even a joke, it's growing now. And I was like, oh, it's not good. Anyway, so I wax that every 2 weeks, because if I don't, I just end up having hair in that area, which is not very nice. Next is the mood swings. It's not like a big problem for me. I tend to just kind of shrug it off. Every now and then I just go a little crazy, but that's gonna be another, symptoms. It doesn't bother me as much, but I know that with some women it can be very, very bad. Another thing that I'm a little bit more concerned, I mean, I mentioned a lot of things, but this one is what I'm really concerned of, is the insulin resistance. And I've noticed that with that, that's probably the reason why there's that weight gain, because, your body is just not able to help you regulate sugar. So if you don't do anything about that, that's going to lead to more serious problems, and that could be like diabetes. That's really, really concerning, right? So I've done a couple of things that could, that has helped me and might help you if you decide to try them. So let's start with the diet. Now, I don't go into anything extremes. I'm not into like a low carb or vegan or vegetarian, but if you want to try those, that's fine. I've tried a couple of things. Nothing really works other than intermittent fasting. So the one I'm doing is that I can only eat from noon all the way to before 8 p.m. So after that, I just have water. So I can basically eat my regular meals from noon all the way to before 8. After that, I don't. Now, this works very well for me because I'm a snacker. And my husband's a snacker as well. So I like to eat at night. So that's probably one of the biggest problems. So now that I've started doing that, it has definitely helped. I mean, I didn't lose any weight, but I also did not gain weight. So I think for me, that's a win already. To just not gain weight is already a win. So if I could maintain what I have now, then I'm good. So yes, I don't eat from 8 p.m. until the next day, noon. And I eat my regular meals. I still eat rice. I shouldn't be eating too much rice, but I still do every now and then. And every now and then I would get into this, everybody goes into some type of relapse, because you're like making yourself like not do something, and then you really like, oh, I would really like a snack right now. So every now and then when I get into that situation, I get myself a bag of popcorn, pop that in the oven, not oven, microwave. And then here you go. I got a bag of popcorn, and then a lot of water. That helps. That's the diet part that I'm doing. So nothing extreme, just intermittent fasting. Now, you can do other times. If you work on a night shift, you can switch the time for as long as you're giving yourself, basically time to not eat. That is my biggest problem. I like to eat a lot, and I'm also eating constantly. So at least I was able to kind of not really eliminate, but manage the part where I'm eating constantly. So I still eat a little bit more than I should, but at least I'm not constantly eating. So that's the diet part. Exercise, every now and then I would do 15 to 20 minutes. Now, I'm personally kind of limited to this because I have another issue that I could probably talk in another video, but that is called interstitial cystitis. I have a chronic bladder or chronic painful bladder syndrome. So anything that would put pressure on my bladder would make it like flare up. So any exercise really that involves movement in that area really flares up my bladder. So when it comes to exercise, I'm kind of limited, but my doctor said she suggests that for women with PCOS, the best thing to do is to exercise 30 minutes a day. So 30 minutes or more, it's good for you. Not too much though, because when your body gets into that, like so much stress, your body is stressed because you're exercising it too much, then you're gonna start producing so much cortisol, which could actually worsen your illness. Actually, it doesn't help. So just light, exercise. And she recommended weight resistance and then no weight training and then the resistance training. So she said cardio is good, but not like extreme cardio. Again, you don't want to stress your body because the reaction to that stress may not be good for you. Oh my goodness, I can't talk anymore. All right, that's the exercise part. Again, on that area, I'm limited because of my other issue, which is my interstitial cystitis. But as per my doctor, 30 minutes a day is the recommended for women with PCOS. Okay, let's talk about supplements because that actually has helped me a lot. So the very first thing that I've taken as soon as I was diagnosed, and this was recommended by my OBGYN. She's not just an OBGYN, she's actually a fertility like doctor. So she's assisted us with our journey when, trying to conceive. So one of the things that she recommended is to start taking Ovasitol. I don't have it here with me, I ran out, but I'm gonna try to put a picture somewhere. But you can get it from a company called THERALOGIX, and there's two different prices. The price that I paid is a little bit lower because I got a PRC code. It's like a discount code from my doctor, so it's like 10% discount. So I paid $83 for a 90-day supply. You take this packet of, it's a powder form. Twice a day you put it in like just plain water or your choice of drink. I would suggest just water, and then you drink that morning and then night. And it also comes in a canister. The canister is a little cheaper actually, and some people prefer that, but I prefer the packets because I can take it anywhere. It's so convenient. So that's the first thing I take. That actually is an Inositol supplement. So it helps. I have to like slow that down because I can't say it properly. Inositol. That supplement helps when it comes to managing your blood sugar, because with women with PCOS, that's one of the biggest problems. Your body's not, your insulin resistance. And again, that in itself is a big, conversation. But anyways, so I take Ovasitol twice a day, and that supply is good for 90 days. And then you have to, I just reordered mine. So the other thing that I get from this company, since I already get my Ovasitol from them anyways, is my multivitamins. Now, again, I mentioned I have interstitial cystitis. So for me, looking for the vitamins that works, it was such a challenge because with interstitial cystitis, and I can talk about this on a different video, you got this painful bladder syndrome. It flares up when you take certain things or you eat certain things. So when it comes to vitamins and supplements, vitamin C, especially like ascorbic acid, really flares up the bladder, and then you're in so much pain. So I had to go through so much vitamins to see which one works for me. And for some reason, the one from THERALOGIX works really great. It doesn't bother my bladder. It doesn't bother my bladder. So the one I take is called this one. Let me try and see that. It's called Essentia. It's a 90-day supply as well, which is nice. And yes, it's from THERALOGIX, and it's a complete multivitamins for women, and it already has the the iron for menstrual support, and it has a lot of vitamin D3, a lot, which is like not a lot, 2000 IU. Now, if you have PCOS, you can actually add more vitamin D, because as far as I've heard from my doctor, most women that has PCOS also has has vitamin D deficiency, deficient. I can't say that. So this one has 2000 IU. I sometimes take another 2000 just because I want a little bit more. She said 4000 is actually good for women with PCOS. And this one is actually very, very good for women with, bladder problems, because it's not gonna bother your bladder. Oh, that is like a tongue twister. So this is Essentia from THERALOGIX. I like it, and I actually have that on refill, so that one's almost out. So another thing that's very important if you have PCOS is omega-3. Now, a lot of omega-3 is kind of hard to like take because they're humongous. This is the same thing, it's humongous. But I do like this. No specific reason. I buy a lot of my stuff from them, so I just went ahead and buy this one too. It's called TherOmega omega-3 fish oil supplement. So this one has a 700 mg EPA DHA per soft gel. It looks like this. I can't remember the price I paid for this, but you don't have to get this from this company if you don't want to. You can go ahead and get this from your, your drugstore or even the grocery store. But I just like this company because I am already using Ovasitol from them and it works. So I just order all those things together. I have them on refill and they come all together. So let me show you how big this is. Now, if you have problems swallowing medication, this may not be a good option. Look how big this is. It's humongous. Like, this is how big it is. But you only need once a day. So I don't have a problem taking medication, so I'm okay with this, but it's pretty big. My husband saw this and he was like, how do you take that? I'm like, with water. But he was like, I will never be able to take that. So if you got problems with like big capsules or, that kind of, medication, you could probably use the liquid form, but always make sure to take your omega-3. So this is basically it, omega-3 fish oil supplement. So multivitamins, and then omega-3 fish oil supplements. Now, I do want to mention the nice thing about the multivitamins that I'm taking from THERALOGIX is that it comes with iron. Again, that's another vitamins that usually deficient with women with PCOS. All right, the next thing that's very important as well, and not just for women with PCOS, but for women with interstitial cystitis, is the probiotics. And this is the one that I'm taking. It's kind of bright. Hopefully I'm able to show this. Here you go. It's kind of a... So this one is from Garden of Life, Doctor Formulated Probiotics, Women's Daily, and this one has 40 billion CFU. So it's good for, there's a lot of strains here that's specifically good for women, vaginal health, immune health, digestive balance. So those are very, very important. So I take that once a day, and this one is good for 30 days. It's a little pricey. I think I paid like $27, almost $28 for 30 days. I guess $1 a day is not bad. If it helps my tummy, helps my gut, then that's good. So you don't have to use this one specifically, but I can recommend that this one's really, really good. Okay, I do occasionally add a little bit of fiber as well. Now, those, I don't have anything specific to recommend. You could use whatever from the grocery store or your pharmacy. It doesn't matter. But, those are really good for like constipation. Fiber is always good. And it's always, if you can actually eat food instead with fiber, that's so much better. But I don't eat a lot of food with fiber. So I take, the fiber tablets every now and then. All right, for PCOS specifically, one of the things that I've noticed that really helps is calcium, magnesium, and zinc. This is really good. At least for me, it really helps with sleeping. So I take this before I go to bed. And this one is really good for bone health and nerve function. And this is the one I get. I got this from Publix. So you can also get one from your pharmacy, but this one is, or your doctor, but this one is the one I take. And I take this right before bedtime. All right, so this one actually you have to take 3 times daily, but I don't do that because I noticed that the first time I tried this and I took it that way, it bothered my bladder. So I just take one of these before bedtime. It may not be enough, but that's better than nothing. So calcium, magnesium, and zinc. All right. There are 2 things that I've added to my supplementation. I saw this doctor, I can't remember her name, and she's a OBGYN, and she's got a lot of suggestions when it comes to, not suggestions, but advice based on study that, for women with PCOS. And there are 2 supplements that I've ended up adding into my, my routine, basically, after watching her videos. I'm gonna try and look for one of her videos and link that in my description below. And the first one is the Methyl B Complex, and this is once a day, and this is actually from her. Oh, here you go. OC, I think that it's Orange County. Oh, here you go. Here's her name. Orange County Integrative Medicine. She practices in California, and she's made her line of dietary supplements. And this one is, it says here, professional use only. So you can really only buy it from her website. And she does have a YouTube channel where you can watch all the information she's provided specifically, for women with, hormonal problems, to include PCOS. And this one is the Methyl B Complex. I take this once a day. Her name, if I could read it properly, is Rajsree. Namburidpad. You know what? I'm not gonna. Rajsree N. She's an Indian doctor, as far as, she's probably American, but it looks like, she's from India. Very beautiful, very very nice doctor. I actually asked a question on her comment section, and she's a big YouTuber, and she responded to that question. I thought that was nice. So you can tell that she really does care for her patients. Yes, so I've been taking the Methyl B Complex once a day now. I added another one. I think this is really the one that made the difference. And this one is called Berberine Pro. It looks like this. The only thing is you do have to take this 3 times a day. And it's not very affordable, I would say. It's like $50 for this. It's a little hefty in price. But I've looked everywhere else, and looks like this was the best formulation as far as per my research. The same doctor, Rajsree, and I'm just gonna read her whole last name because it's kind of hard, but you can probably see it from here. Here, it's Berberine Pro, and Berberine's actually not like that. It's not common here in the US, but it's actually very common, like not really a medication, but a supplement that the Chinese that's used in the Chinese medicine. In Asian medicine, I've heard about this before and how good it is. But this one is basically, there's 3 things that I see in here. There's a vitamin C, which I was kind of concerned because of my interstitial cystitis, but it doesn't bother my interstitial cystitis, which is good. And of course, the Berberine Pro, the hydrochloride hydrate. It's a lot of words. 1 grams, but you have to take 3. 1 morning, mid, and then end of the day. And also have the alpha lipoic acid, 200 milligrams. So this is really, really good. I would like to buy another one, but it's a little bit pricey. And if you're in a tight budget, may not be affordable. But if you're looking into, I'd say my recommendation, if you're looking into just taking 1 supplement that you want to add to your regular routine already, you got the multivitamins. Don't forget the omega-3. Don't forget the probiotics. At least add 1, and that would be Ovasitol, especially if you're trying to conceive, because it has helped me. So, and it has helped a lot of women too. I'm recommending it because it worked for me, it worked for us. So those are the things that I do. Of course, it helps to, live a healthy lifestyle. Things like sleeping well, not stressing out so much. But, that will all depend on your personal situation. I could advise. But when it comes to, like, healthy lifestyle, I'm not completely there yet. So I'd rather not say much about it. I could exercise better or exercise more, sleep better. But, that's another topic of its own. So I hope this video, you find this video helpful if you're going through or suffering from PCOS.